Lovely viewers, today's story is one of those rare internet moments where the world collectively pauses, smiles, and feels their hearts melt in the sweetest way possible. You know those times when a single picture speaks louder than any interview, any press release, or even a whole drama series? Well, Lee Min-ho just gave us that kind of moment. Yes, our very own global superstar. The actor who has ruled the big and small screens, the model whose charisma can light up billboards, and now the man who has been capturing headlines with his fairy tale love story, has officially blessed the internet with an adorable family picture. And let me tell you, fans are losing their minds in the best way. Imagine scrolling through your feed, maybe expecting the usual polished celebrity updates, and suddenly, bam, there it is. Lee Min-ho, the king of K-drama hearts, casually shares a family moment so heartwarming, so intimate, and so genuine that you instantly feel like you've just witnessed a piece of history. Now, if you're wondering why the internet is melting over one photo, stick around because we're about to dive deep into every detail, every reaction, and every speculation that has turned this picture into the ultimate family photo goals moment. So let's start with the basics, because I know all of you are as curious as I am. The picture wasn't some staged editorial shoot or a fancy event red carpet. No, this was a snapshot of pure love and authenticity. Lee Min-ho looked effortlessly casual, dressed in a soft sweater that fans are already trying to identify. Because, of course, anything he wears instantly becomes a trend. Beside him was the stunning Song Hye-kyo, glowing with that kind of natural beauty that no makeup brand could ever truly recreate. And right between them, the star of the show, their little bundle of joy, the baby who has somehow managed to steal the spotlight from two of the most famous faces in Asia. The little one had the tiniest smile, that innocent look only babies can have, and it completely captured the world. Now, let me ask you, lovely viewers, don't you find it incredible how a single family photo can tell 1,000 stories? Because that's exactly what fans are seeing. In those smiles, in the way Lee Min-ho gently held his child, and in the way Song Hye-kyo leaned close, people aren't just seeing a picture. They're seeing love, resilience, growth, and a fairy tale that so many never thought would come true. And isn't that exactly why we all love following their journey? It feels like we've been invited into their happiness. The comments section under the post exploded within seconds. We're talking millions of likes, thousands of comments, and an army of fans sharing the image across every platform possible. Some were emotional, writing things like, "This is the family photo I never knew I needed," or "Min-ho Appa as a dad is the softest thing ever." Others were playful, joking that the baby was already destined to become the next Hallyu star with visuals like that. And then there were fans who simply wrote, "Internet officially broken," because honestly that's what it felt like. But let's talk about reactions from celebrities too, because you know this didn't stay just between fans. Fellow actors, actresses, and even directors were quick to jump in. Some left heart emojis, others wrote warm congratulations, and a few couldn't resist teasing Lee Min-ho about how fatherhood looked so good on him. It's rare to see the entertainment world so united, but this photo managed to create that kind of harmony. Doesn't it just make you smile, dear viewers, when the industry shows that kind of support? Now here's where it gets even more interesting. While the picture itself was simple, people are analyzing every tiny detail. Some noticed the baby's outfit, an adorable onesie with a tiny crown print on it, almost as if symbolizing the little one's place in this fairy tale family. Others zoomed in on the background, spotting a beautifully decorated room that fans believe might be part of their home. The cozy setting, soft lighting, and warm atmosphere all added to the magic. And let's be real, don't we all secretly love playing detective when our favorite celebrities share something this personal? It's part of the fun, right? But beyond the fun details, this photo carries a deeper meaning. It's not just a family picture, it's a statement. For years, fans have watched Lee Min-ho and Song Hye-kyo navigate their careers, their relationships, and their personal lives under the spotlight. We've seen rumors, speculations, and countless headlines. But this moment, this one picture, wasn't about drama or speculation. It was about love, family, and togetherness. It was a way of telling the world, this is who we are now. This is our happiness. And honestly, doesn't that just melt your heart? Lovely viewers, I want to pause here and ask you, what does family mean to you? Because that's what makes this picture so powerful. It's not just about Lee Min-ho and his family. It's about reminding all of us of the warmth that comes from being with the people we love. It's about those simple moments, the laughter, the hugs, the little smiles, that make life truly meaningful. So, while fans across the globe are celebrating this family photo, many are also reflecting on their own loved ones, maybe even feeling inspired to capture more memories themselves. And that, to me, is the real magic of this moment. Of course, the internet being the internet, the memes started flowing too. Fans couldn't resist turning the photo into jokes about how perfect genetics truly exist. How Lee Min-ho just set the bar impossibly high for every dad out there, and how the baby has already won the visual lottery. But even in the jokes, there was love. Every meme was more of an appreciation post than anything else. And that's how you know this photo hit differently. And can we take a moment to appreciate how refreshing it is to see a celebrity share such an authentic moment? So often, we see carefully curated images that feel more like marketing than reality. But this was real. This was unfiltered. This was Lee Min-ho not as an actor, not as a model, not as a superstar, but as a dad, as a husband, and as a man who found joy in the simplest, most beautiful part of life, family. Isn't that what makes him even more lovable? Now let's circle back to the impact. Within hours, hashtags related to the photo were trending worldwide. We saw hashtag family goals, hashtag Lee Min-ho family, and even hashtag internet melt become global talking points. News outlets picked up the story. K-drama fan pages flooded timelines with reposts. And even people who weren't hardcore fans found themselves smiling at the picture. Because at the end of the day, you don't need to know Lee Min-ho personally to understand the universal language of love and family. And here's a thought, dear viewers. Could this be the start of a new era for Lee Min-ho's public image? For years, he's been seen as the ultimate bachelor heartthrob, the leading man who could steal hearts with a single glance. But now, fans are seeing him in a new light. The protective dad, the loving partner, the family man. And far from losing his charm, it seems to have made him even more irresistible. Isn't it funny how sometimes, showing vulnerability and authenticity makes someone shine even brighter? Lovely viewers, let's pick right back up from where we stopped, because this story about Lee Min-ho sharing that adorable family photo is far from over. If you thought the first wave of reactions was already overwhelming, let me tell you, the aftershocks have been just as powerful. This is one of those rare internet moments that doesn't fade after a few hours. It continues to ripple through fan communities, news outlets, and even ordinary households around the world. And isn't it amazing how something as simple as a photo can do that? That's the kind of power Lee Min-ho and his family hold right now. A power not just rooted in celebrity, but in genuine connection. Now, one of the most fascinating things to observe has been the way fans are interpreting the symbolism behind this family picture. People aren't just seeing three smiling faces. They're reading between the lines, as fans always do, and finding deeper layers of meaning. Some are saying it marks a new chapter in Lee Min-ho's life, a statement that he's fully embracing his role as a family man. Others believe it's his way of telling the world, "This is my priority now." And then there are those who simply feel it's a love letter in visual form, because what could be more powerful than choosing to share your joy so openly with millions of people? Lovely viewers, let's pause for a second here, because I want you to think about this with me. Haven't we all had that moment where we wanted to show the world someone we love? Not for approval, not for attention, but simply because we're proud and happy. That's the vibe this picture radiates. Lee Min-ho didn't need to post it. He chose to. And that choice makes it even more meaningful. And of course, let's not forget Song Hye-kyo in this moment. Fans were quick to point out how radiant she looked in the picture. Not in a glammed-up, red carpet kind of way, but in that effortless, glowing way that only comes from real happiness. It reminded people that while Lee Min-ho might be the one who posted it, this is their story together. Their love, their child, their family. It's not just his picture. It's theirs. And fans couldn't help but admire how united they appeared. How natural their chemistry looked even in a candid moment. Isn't that just the dream, dear viewers? To find someone who feels like home? What really added to the magic was the baby's presence. The tiny star who managed to eclipse even two global icons. People around the world have been gushing about those little eyes, that soft smile, and the way the baby was gently nestled between mom and dad. Some fans even started predicting who the baby resembles more, some claiming the eyes were Lee Min-ho's, others insisting the smile was a carbon copy of Song Hye-kyo's. And then there are those who are convinced the baby is the perfect 50-50 blend, destined to grow up with visuals that could once again take over the entertainment industry. Isn't it funny how even at this young age, the baby is already the subject of so much love, admiration, and playful speculation? Lovely viewers, let's talk about the timing too, because that's been a big part of the discussion. Why now? Why this picture, and why at this exact moment? Some fans believe it was simply a spontaneous choice, a natural instinct to share happiness. But others think there's more to it, that perhaps Lee Min-ho wanted to show gratitude to fans who have supported him through every phase of his journey. After all, isn't it true that celebrities often see their fan base as an extended family? Maybe in his own way, he was inviting us into his circle, letting us witness a moment that's usually kept private. And that gesture has only strengthened the bond between him and his supporters. The media, of course, couldn't resist. Articles popped up almost instantly, analyzing everything from the angle of the photo to the possible symbolism behind the baby's onesie. Headlines ranged from Lee Min-ho shows the world what happiness looks like, to family photo goals achieved. And with every new article, the picture spread further, reaching people who might not even follow Korean entertainment closely. Isn't it incredible how one image can bridge cultures, languages, and generations? That's the power of family, dear viewers. It's universal. Now, let's not forget the ripple effect on fans themselves. Many started posting their own family photos with captions like, "Inspired by Lee Min-ho," or "Here's my version of family goals." It became a wave of positivity, a movement where people celebrated their loved ones instead of just admiring someone else's. Isn't that beautiful? A single celebrity post ended up encouraging thousands of people to cherish their own families more openly. That's when you realize this isn't just entertainment news. It's a cultural moment. And speaking of culture, let's talk about the expectations in Korean entertainment. We all know how rare it is for celebrities of Lee Min-ho and Song Hye-kyo's stature to reveal their personal lives so openly. Privacy is usually guarded fiercely, and for good reason. But by choosing to share this moment, they've broken down barriers. They've shown that being open about family doesn't weaken their image. It strengthens it. Fans aren't turning away. They're drawing closer. Doesn't that shift feel revolutionary in its own way? Lovely viewers, I want you to imagine this with me. Somewhere in Seoul, Lee Min-ho is probably scrolling through the comments, seeing the outpouring of love and smiling to himself. Maybe he's reading the fan edits, the memes, the emotional messages, and realizing just how much impact one picture has had. Can't you just picture him nudging Song Hye-kyo, showing her the funniest memes, and the two of them laughing together while their baby sleeps peacefully nearby? Doesn't that scene feel like it belongs in a drama script? And yet, this time it's real. Another layer of this conversation that fans are having is about legacy. Lee Min-ho isn't just any actor. He's one of the most iconic figures in Hallyu history. His dramas shaped an entire generation of viewers. His influence spread far beyond Korea. And now, fans are seeing him pass on that legacy in the most personal way possible, through his family. Some fans are even joking that we're witnessing the start of the next generation of Hallyu stars, with their baby as the future face of entertainment. Whether that actually happens or not, the sentiment is clear. People see this family as more than just celebrities. They see them as cultural icons. And you know what really stands out to me, dear viewers? It's the fact that amidst all the noise of fame, career pressures, and media scrutiny, Lee Min-ho and Song Hye-kyo chose to embrace simplicity. They didn't announce this moment with a flashy campaign or a glossy magazine cover. They gave us a humble family snapshot, and that's what made it so powerful. It was raw. It was real. It was relatable. And isn't relatability the ultimate bridge between celebrities and their fans? Now let's take a step further and imagine what's next. Fans are already buzzing about whether this could be the beginning of more family updates. Will we get to see more little milestones? Perhaps a candid video of the baby's first steps, or a behind-the-scenes look at how Lee Min-ho balances his acting career with fatherhood. The possibilities are endless, and the anticipation is already sky-high. But let's not forget, this single photo has already done more than enough. It's reminded us that behind every superstar, behind every polished public image, there's a human being with dreams, love, and family just like the rest of us. And in sharing that with us, Lee Min-ho has created not just a viral moment, but a memory that fans will cherish for years to come. Lovely viewers, as we continue to celebrate this beautiful moment, I want to hear from you. How did you feel when you first saw the photo? Did it make you smile instantly? Did it remind you of your own family? Did you rush to share it with your friends, just so they could feel the same joy? That's the beauty of moments like this. They don't just belong to one person, they become a collective experience. And isn't that the ultimate definition of family goals? Not just having the perfect picture, but creating a moment that touches hearts, sparks conversations, and spreads love across the globe. That's what Lee Min-ho has given us, and that's why this photo will be remembered long after the likes and comments fade.